In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly how to lock cells in Google Sheets, step by step, so you can protect your important data from accidental edits or unwanted changes. Whether you're building a shared budget, a team project tracker, or a personal finance sheet, locking cells is one of the most reliable ways to keep your formulas and key information safe, while still allowing others to view or interact with the rest of the sheet. If you find this helpful, please like and subscribe, and let's get started. First, you want to open up the Google Sheet you're working on. This could be a brand new sheet or one you've been maintaining for a while. It really doesn't matter because the process is identical. The most important thing is that you know exactly which cells you want to protect. Take a moment to think about what's truly critical. Often that's the cells containing formulas, headers, or constants that shouldn't be changed by anyone else. A common pitfall here is locking everything out of habit, which can frustrate collaborators. Instead, be intentional. Lock only what must stay fixed and leave everything else editable for flexibility. Now, select the cells you want to lock. You can click and drag to highlight a specific range, or if you need to lock an entire row or column, just click on the row number or column letter. For example, if you have a column of formulas that calculate totals, click on the letter at the top of that column to select the whole thing. If you only need to protect a small block of cells, use your mouse to draw a rectangle around them. This selection step is straightforward, but it's easy to accidentally miss a cell or include too many, so double check your highlighted area before moving on. A pro tip, you can also hold the Control key on Windows or Command on Mac to select multiple non-adjacent ranges at once, which is really handy if your locked cells are scattered across the sheet. Once your cells are highlighted, you'll open the Protection menu. There are two ways to do this, and I'll show you both so you can use whichever feels more natural. The first method is to right-click directly on the selected cells. A context menu will pop up, and you'll see an option that says Protect Range. Click that. The second method is to go up to the top menu bar, click Data, then scroll down and select Protect Sheets and Ranges. Either way, you'll end up in the exact same place. I personally prefer the right-click method because it's faster and keeps my hands on the mouse. But the menu option is great if you're already navigating through the toolbar. A panel will slide in from the right side of your screen. This is the Protection Rules panel, and it's where you'll configure everything. You'll notice that the range you selected is already filled in automatically. The first thing I recommend doing is adding a short description for your rule. This isn't required, but it's a best practice that saves headaches later, especially if you end up with multiple protection rules. For example, you could type something like locked formulas or do not edit. This description will appear in the list of all your protection rules, making it easy to identify which rule does what. Below that, you'll see a toggle that lets you choose between range or sheet. If you're locking the specific cells you selected, keep it on range. If you want to lock the entire sheet, you can switch it to sheet, but for this tutorial, we're focused on just locking selected cells, so leave it on range. Now click the button that says Set Permissions. This is where you decide exactly who can edit these locked cells and under what conditions. A dialog box will appear with two main options. The first option is Show a warning when editing this range. This is a softer lock. Anyone can still edit the cells, but a warning message will pop up asking them to confirm. It's useful for gentle reminders, like if you're sharing a sheet with trusted colleagues but want to prevent accidental changes. The second option, and the one I use most often for true data protection, is Restrict who can edit this range. Once you select this, you can click the drop-down and choose Only You to lock the cells so only you can edit them. If you're collaborating with others, you can also add specific people by email address, allowing trusted teammates to make changes while everyone else can only view. This is incredibly powerful for shared projects where certain data must remain untouched by most users. A common mistake here is forgetting to save the permission settings properly, so make sure the window looks correct before moving on. Finally, click the blue Done button in the bottom right corner of the panel. That's it, your cells are now locked. You'll know they're protected because you'll see a small shield icon on those cells when you hover over them. If anyone tries to edit them, they'll either see a warning or be blocked entirely, depending on the permissions you set. If you ever need to adjust or remove the protection, just go back to Data, Protect Sheets and Ranges, and you'll see your rule listed there. You can edit the description, change the range, update permissions, or click the trash can icon to delete it entirely. And there you have it. You now know exactly how to lock cells in Google Sheets. By taking just a few minutes to set up protection, you've given yourself peace of mind and ensured that your important data stays exactly as it should be, even when others are working in the same file. As a next step, I'd recommend reviewing any shared sheets you work in and applying protection to any formula-heavy or critical areas. You might also want to explore locking entire sheets if you have multiple tabs that need safeguarding. If you found any value in today's video, hitting that like button is a small gesture that makes a huge difference in helping others find our content. We're always looking to grow, so please drop a note in the comments, whether it's a specific part you enjoyed or a suggestion on how we can level up our production. We read every single one, and your feedback directly shapes what we build next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.